This is going to be a long video because it's going to be a story time. So I'm away freedom camping in my van for the first time in a while, and I was at the beach earlier. Then I came back to my van and then I got ready to go on a walk. I made my silly little TikToks, having fun, and then I went onto a sand bay and there was water either side, so it was one way, and a guy was walking, probably around my age. And I put my phone away and I didn't record, whereas sometimes I do record if a stranger is coming up to me, if I feel dodgy, but I felt fine about this. I will also just preface, if it's too long to watch, nothing happened. It just was like continuously hitting on me and it made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. My goal is to just bring awareness for men to know how far is like too far, because genuinely, like, education, like, some people just don't know. Anyway, he was walking towards me, had out his hand, shook his hand, he asked for my name, I gave my name. I give my real name always. I don't really like lying if I don't have to, and I never feel an initial need. Anyway, he was really straight up, said that he saw me on the beach before, said that I basically am attractive and beautiful. I thank him because compliments are fine. You know, you're allowed to compliment someone and I'm allowed to accept a compliment. And then he basically said that I made him feel a certain type of way, like turned him on, and I laugh about it. And when it got to the point where it's like continuous, I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Because I do try avoid immediately saying I have a boyfriend, because some people just want to let you know that you're pretty and like I can accept that and then part our separate ways. So that's what I did. I basically said, I'm gonna walk back now, and then he asked to join and I said yes, because at this point it's fine, you know, it's not a big deal. And then he made a comment being like, then people can think that we've hooked up, and I shut it down. I said no, also awkwardly laughed a lot. And all of this is so fine, you know, but I've told you I'm taken. I've basically said I am not interested in anything sexual. It's not even a hint. We get talking, he asks what I do for work. I tell him I do OnlyFans. He asks how my boyfriend feels about people seeing me with no clothes on. I say it's fine, it's transactional, like, it's like me and my relationship are fine about it, basically. Those are our boundaries. That then led him to basically ask how he would feel about him seeing me, and I said I don't do them in person. He asked about my username. I said it was just my name, because again, I don't lie, and also you can't find me by just googling Stevie. We talk about what we do for work, where we were staying. That's when he found out that I travel in a van. He also said without your boyfriend, so we knew I was alone, and I said that I have a bat in my van. I also started recording at this point, which was, I'm glad I did. I did it just in case, you know, you never know. Genuinely, in this day and age, video evidence is videos, it can be so helpful. I don't want to sound like a prick as well. I have no issue with making friends or having conversation. It was clear that his intention was not just friends, so I was shutting it down and being blunt. He said he doesn't normally go for girls that have do my line of work, and I said, well, it's not going to happen anyway. He said that he normally wouldn't kiss girls that have boyfriends, and I said, well, it's not going to happen anyway. Oh, and when I asked where he was staying, he said, you're not going to like my answer, but I wish I was staying in your house. And I said, that's not going to happen. And I also called him disrespectful because he kept on trying even after finding out that I had a boyfriend. And then he asked if I was committed to my boyfriend, and I was like, yep, 7.5 years we've been dating, like, I am committed. Now we're like almost approaching the part of the beach where I would leave to go to my van, and I didn't want him to know which van was mine as well. And then he says that he normally wouldn't go for girls that have boyfriends, and I say, so you have morals? And then he said, yeah, but you're really making me push the limits of these morals. And I say, okay, I'm gonna go sit on the beach now, you can go. And he did leave, you know, he left. I waited at the beach for quite a while because I wanted him to drive away so that he didn't know where my van was. I'm staying at this campsite because I feel safe. There's camper vans around me, even if it's a freedom camp and I'm not paying. Plus I really fucking like this campsite, so I'm staying. I'm not making this video to be like a pick-me. I'm making this video so that if you're a guy watching this, the point of when you should back away from a girl once you've complimented them is once they turn you down. You're allowed to compliment them and they're allowed to take it and accept it without wanting to sleep with you. Because multiple times in the walk he was basically saying that I turned him on, especially when he saw me at the beach earlier. But nothing, none of my actions made it seem like he had a chance, and you kept trying, and that is what makes women feel uncomfortable, especially when I'm alone. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna post this anyway. It's gonna be funny if he sees it, but hopefully he can learn something from it, because I think I'm chiller than most, you know?